If you are listening to sessions on YouTube and would like future episodes delivered right to your favorite podcast player, head to patreon.com/DGAF poker player and sign up for free. Then copy your personal RSS feed and paste it wherever you normally listen to podcasts. The podcast app on iPhone, Spotify, wherever. If you'd like to get 2 drops of sessions each week instead of just 1, upgrade to a paid member for $4.22 a month or more. Paid members get a lead up to each episode. Lead ups are private drops of sessions in which I share everything that goes on in my life when I'm not at the poker table. And according to hundreds of listeners, many of whom have been paid members since 2019, the lead ups are the juice. Sometimes they are dark, sad, maybe even painful. Other times, they are funny, inspirational, perhaps even educational. No matter what, they always tell the story, my story. High-stakes poker vet hits rock bottom at age 43 and does everything he can to not only survive and provide for his kids, but hopefully rise once more against all odds. If you too want these lead-ups, which due to their raw and spewy nature are said to be perfect for commutes, workouts, walks, or just trying to fall asleep after a busy day, upgrade to a paid member. If you just want the poker shit, that's cool too. The poker shit will always be free. However, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that in addition to receiving a lead up each week, paid members also get full access to all 8 seasons of sessions, full access to my mental health podcast, Solicited Advice podcast, plus membership to Patron Discord, the platform where listeners from all over the world go to have discussions and share their stories. They also play poker together, bet sports together with no vig, and some even buy pieces of me when I play poker with no markup. Many paid members listening right now would tell you that not only have they enjoyed endless audioscapes over the years, but they've also formed real, lasting friendships with other DGens on Patron Discord. To recap, if you want to listen to sessions on a podcast player moving forward, sign up for free at patreon.com/DGAF poker player, and then paste your personal RSS feed wherever you normally listen to podcasts. And if you want endless spew plus interaction with other listeners from all over the world, upgrade to a paid member. Week 32 of 50 unpleasant dreams. So it's Sunday night, August 3rd. Me and Miss Scorsese had planned to take Sahando, the main man over at the Lucky Lady, out to a gentleman's club. He worked this into his compensation. So, Lucky Lady Casino Live is a full-blown business for me. I believe I have 8 to 10 directors. I have social media people. I have, my head of production is Sahando. And this guy is something else. He knows my situation. He knows the business that we're building is promising. He also knows I'm buried in debt. Still as buried as I've ever been. And for this reason, he argues on his compensation. He's one of those guys. I said, I need to pay you this. He says, pay me less. One of those people. You know, you if you have a business, you have some people that are just going to try and milk you for everything they can get. Right? And that's just human nature. That's fine. That's the game. But then you also have people like this guy that, no, that's too much. No, I won't do it if you pay me that much. And really, the guy's very valuable. So what he said is, I'll accept this amount plus 1 fun night each month. And he's a stone cold pervert. He likes to go to strip clubs. And he likes to go to fully nude strip clubs. And I know he wants me sharing this with all of you. I know that. So at first I said, oh, cool, we'll just go to like the Rhino, because there's a Rhino right down the street from Lucky Lady and Hustler. And he's like, what's that? And I said, it's a strip club. And he said, there's only one where you can drink. I said, what do you mean? I drink there every time I go there. And he looked at me, he said, that's a titty bar. I said, what do you mean, man? That's a strip club. Same thing. Same. And he said, no, a titty bar is only the top comes off. I want to go to a strip club. I was like, oh, you want fully nude? He said, absolutely. And so anyways, we worked this into his compensation. He has me pay him a very reasonable rate for what he does. Head of production. I have been trying to run a stream for a couple years now, and I don't know shit about shit when it comes to technology or production. And it seemed like the shit would never work before I found Sahando, and now it just works. It just works. Just someone turns it on, it streams, they turn it off, and the next day someone turns it on, it streams, they turn it off. It seemed impossible for 2 years. And it's now so relieving that it just works. So it's built in his compensation. Pay him this amount, plus, go somewhere where we can have some cocktails and see everything, I guess. Anyways, I know he wanted me to share all that. But anyways, when we were driving, me and Miss Scorsese, after dinner, we went to some good Korean barbecue in Gardena. That's where Hustler and Lucky Lady are. Well, when we were driving to go scoop them up from Lucky Lady, we saw that the stream game was shorthanded and fragile. And so we said, we'll keep it going for a little bit, an hour or two. It'll fill up. And then we'll go take Sahando out. So the stage has been set for me to play some 2-3 no limit on Sunday night, August 3rd. And I am on stake. I am buried in makeup. But this is 2-3 no limit, and I'm only playing as long as I need to stabilize the game and, make sure it goes into the night. Okay. So Miss Scorsese sits down, I sit down, Sahando's playing. Someone I don't know, but seems to be on the more solid side, opens to $15. Playing 2-3 no limit. Opens to 15. I'm the big blind, and there was like a limper or two after me, and no, there wasn't. Sorry. There's a couple callers before it gets back to me. And I just call with King Jack offsuit. I have $500. It's 100 to 500. And I don't know if this guy has that much, but it seems like a bit of an overplay to 3-bet King Jack offsuit against an unknown, solid-looking player who opened to 5x. I don't love it. I don't love just flatting pre-flop, with two big cards, but I did and went 4 ways to the flop. King, 6, deuce, rainbow. Now, Bruce Lee, that's right, Bruce Lee leads $40. I know Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee is a stone cold maniac. And this is an easy call. If there was no one behind, obviously I could raise against Bruce Lee. But we got to see what's up with the pre-flop raiser. And he folds. After another gentleman I don't know calls. Okay, so we got about $1.80 in the pot. And the turn is a 4. Okay, so it's King, 6, deuce, 4. And Bruce Lee checks. Bruce Lee might have had anything. He could have had Jack 9. Doesn't matter. He's a maniac. He's awesome. Well, I'm pretty sure I have the best hand. And the stacks are just not very deep. They're deep for 2-3, but just not deep when people are opening 5x and 3 people are calling. So I bet 100 and 180. If, like I said, if we were deeper, I could bet more, but I like this sizing a lot. And this guy, the other guy is Andres, and he calls quickly. And Bruce Lee folds. So we have what? $380 in the pot. And when this guy calls Andres, I know he has pair plus gutter. I just know it. I've been around long enough. He has a hand that has some showdown value, but also has a gut shot straight draw to a straight. And the board is King, 6, deuce, 4. And I have King Jack. And I look at the dealer, and it's, oh no, Elena. And I'm looking at her, and I'm wondering if she will spare me one hand in her life, or if she'll continue to make me poor. This guy's either got 7 or 9 outs. That's the deal. If he has a king and a gutter, that's 7 outs. He can't hit a king. Mine's better. If he has another pair and a gutter, that's 9 outs. At best, he's a 4-1 dog. Please, Olena, I would really like to win this $380 pot, get things going, and then maybe I could play bigger soon after running okay in this small game compared to what I've been playing. The river's a motherfucking 5. King, 6, 4 deuce, 5. I look at Olena. She looks back, says, fuck you. Okay, check. Andres goes all in. Okay, he made it straight. I fold. Now, here's the cool thing about our show. We don't have RFID. Well, that's not cool, but the cool thing about not having RFID is that people are incentivized to show the winning hand, every hand, so the viewers can see it. Or they can pay $10. But why would you pay $10? Why would you ever pay $10 if you bluffed? And this is not a bluff spot, the all-in, obviously. So he pays $10. So he had king 3, 6, 3, 4, 3, and he banked the river. Lost as a favorite, significant favorite. And you're going to do that often in poker. The problem is when you do it way too often. And that's been the case for a year and a half. And I expected it to happen. And people will say, well, you manifested it. Bullshit. I'm not taking accountability for Ono Elena hating my guts. No. I've tipped her well. It's not my fault. Okay. Next hand, there's some limpage. Next hand I play. I'm going to snipe these guys. I have to. I have to pay for a bunch of lap dances, some VIP room time for Sahando, some drinks for me. Yeah, maybe a lap dance for Miss Scorsese. Who knows? So I'm going to snipe. That's the plan. And the next hand I play is King Queen suited. That's a really good hand. I raised 7x. I raised to 20. Close enough to 7x. After a call, Bruce Lee calls or whatever. And it's 3 ways to the flop. Okay, here we go. It comes 6, 5, 4. 2 clubs, no heart. Okay. That's not a good flop for King, Queen of Hearts. 6, 5, 4, 2 clubs, no heart. And I look at Olena, and she smiles. She hates me. And I just have to check. And it turns to 6, and one bets, the other calls, and I rip up my cards and storm out. No, I fold them and say that was a nice flop for King, Queen of Hearts, wasn't it? Okay, since I'm in sniper mode, the next hand I'll play is, Ace, King, big slick. You see the luck boxes on Hustle Casino Live. When they get this hand, they win all the money. Someone goes all in with Ace, Queen, they hold what. I'm going to raise the 7X again, and I pick up a bunch of callers. And it comes 10, 7, 3 with 2 diamonds, and I have the backdoor diamond draw. I don't always continuation bet Ace King on 10, 7, 3 multi-way, but I kind of liked it here. Just no one seemed really strong, and that's something you can pick up at the table. I have the backdoor diamond draw, so no one's going to have the nut flush draw. It's not a board that flops a lot of 2 pairs, 10, 7, 3, and I don't know, I just bet 100. Just take a stab, right? And, hopefully they all fold and maybe someone calls and then, they seem weak. And then on the turn, I just go all in and get a bluff through. I don't know. It's ambitious, but I'm an ambitious person. Someone who tries to start a business from scratch with 0 net worth, way negative net worth, is ambitious. So that's what that $100 C-bet was about. I don't hate it. It's not standard. I don't always do it. Anyways, folds around to Miss Scorsese, and I had been talking to the other guys as they were folding, trying to make them fold. But she knows me well enough to know that now I don't have a hand, and she sends it all in. for $215. So essentially a min raise. And I have to call. She has 10-6 offsuit. So that's a good hand that she called 7X with pre-flop. And I have 2 overs and a backdoor flush draw. We run it twice, and she scoops. I need a sip of this Coke Zero. Cherry. The next hand I play is pocket 8s. We are not deep at all. I am all in pre-flop with this hand. Someone calls with ace, queen off. Pocket 8s, ace, queen off, all in pre. We're going to run it twice, and I know I'm going to lose them both. Well, 8s are good on the turn on the first board, and I get rivered. 8s are good on the second board on the turn, and I lose on the river again. And this is, and I'm out my first buy-in, $500 easy, that's gone. And this is just how I've been running for way too motherfucking long. It's just, people be like, oh, I had a horrible session. Like, really? I've had like 60 out of my last 70 sessions have been like that. One's been great. 9 have been up and down, whatever. Another thing of note, Huge Cock Ken is in the chat. I saw on X, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, that he was trying to bet $1,000 on his favorite soccer team, the LA Galaxy. I've been lucky enough to go to an LA Galaxy game with Huge Cock Ken. He's got, celebrity seating. You walk on the field, you sit on the field. And it was amazing. I also know the LA Galaxy is dog shit. They're really bad at soccer. They kind of look like my kids' youth soccer teams back when they played that shit. So Huge Cock Ken was trying to bet $1,000 on Bovada to win $1,850, I think, on the LA Galaxy. And he said Bovada was doing maintenance on their site. I said, I will book this as long as the game hasn't started. I would be, A, I would do him a favor, and B, I'm happy to, take a free $1,000. Because the Galaxy ain't winning any soccer games, that's for sure. And he said, no, it's cool. Don't worry about it. And so he's in the chat. And I said, would I have won? He said, yeah, you would have won. Oh, fuck. So the run bag continues. I 3-bet with King 9 offsuit because it's Bruce Lee who opened, and he opens every hand. He calls. It comes ace, 8, 8. He checks. I bet small, and he folds. Wow. I manufactured a little baby pot. Certainly had the best hand with King High, but you know what I'm saying. Next hand I play is another sniper hand, 10-8 suited, and I raise, and people call out of position, and I flop an open-ender. It comes 9-7X. They check to me. Psycho was in the game. Someone else. And I bet in position, and they call. 9-7X. I have 10-8. I have open-ender with an overcard and a backdoor spade draw. The turn is nothing. I'm just going to take my free card. The river is nothing. I'm just going to fold to them when they bet, whatever else they do. Okay. Now, here's an interesting hand. I got Kobe. I got deuce 4. I'm one of the blinds or straddles or whatever the fuck. And my hand's not very good. But they never gave me a chance to fold pre-flop. And it comes ace, 6, 5. And I think there were 346 players in this pot. And so I checked, just waiting to fold my gutter, right? Ace, 6, 5. You're not calling with 4 deuce. I have my cards out in front of me. I'm a little steamed up. When you're in debt, all money is real money. But also, it's just the luck. It's making me sick. And I have my cards in my hand. I'm waiting to muck. And one by one, all 364 opponents, or whatever I said, check. Okay. The turn's a 3. Oh, shit. I pull my cards back. I made it straight. I lose the 4-7, but whatever. I bet 60. Someone calls, maybe Sahando. He's a really good player. Really good poker player. kind of guy you want in your game every time. And then this guy, Andres, raises. And I've seen enough from Andres that I am happy to get all the money in here. Even though I had my arm extended, like I was delivering mail or something. With my cards, I wanted to put them in the muck. I think Bad Beat Brian's in the box now. Elena would never give me a straight. So it must be Bad Beat Brian. And he'll give me a good hand, but then I'll lose with it. So all these players checked. All right. I still have my arm out there, fully extended. I have long arms. You know, I used to dunk. I could still touch the rim. 51 years old, I could still touch the rim. Long arms. And I turn it straight. All right, I got to pull my fucking arm back, put my cards down, and bet 60. You know, I got the second nuts. And there's a call, Sahando. Really, 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 really strong player. Really studied, really disciplined. Just a modern day Garrett Adelstein, if you will. And then Andres raises big. Okay, gets back to me. I'm all in. This is a you got it spot. You know, against the knit, maybe you could be like, ew. Well, I can't jam here. If I get called, it's 7-4. Well, Andres ain't no knit. I jam. Sahando hero folds whatever he had. He might have had a gut shot, straight draw. Anyways, Andres calls and says, how many times? I said, whatever you want, Andres. And I can tell he wants to run it twice. I don't care, to be honest. And he says twice. And I turn over my hand straight. He turns over pocket fives. He flopped the set, didn't bet it, 748 ways. And now is raising on the 3 turn. Okay, good. So we got the money in. He's got, what? He's got a set, so he's got 10 outs. He's a pretty big dog, right? He's close to a 4-1 dog. Not quite, but, you know. We're going to run it twice. He just needs to pair the board. I need it to not pair, and I'm going to win a nice pot. The first river card pairs the board. I look at Bad Beat Brian, and he looks back and he says, what, bitch? I said, oh, man, what did I ever do to these dealers? And then I think he forgot to burn because the second river didn't pair the board. He was looking at it and he started counting his burn cards, and he was like, damn, what? He didn't pair the board on both. So I chop. Get it in as a massive favorite and chop. And that's honestly the hottest I've run with either of these dealers. And he was confused. I think he forgot to burn on that second one. He was counting. I don't know what he's doing. He's counting the burn cards. But, you know, I don't know. He only paired the board once on 2 river cards. And then I made trips. And I won $300 in a nothing pot. Games are good at Lucky Lady, especially in the Gold Room. I mean, a lot of people are like, I don't want to play on stream. And then they look at the games, they're like, I want to play on that stream. I was the same way with Hustler Casino Live. I never wanted to play on stream. I saw those games, I was like, I want to play on stream. I'll wear sunglasses so no one can recognize me in the real world. Smart. Anyways, I made trips, won $300. It was a lot of value. It was just like a limp pot, just like, you know, check around, turn trips, bet a lot, get paid. And yeah, that was cool. And then I opened a 20. I'm just going to open to 20. Fuck it. Bruce Lee's going to limp every time. I'm going to raise the 20. Sahando calls. You know, he had God knows what. He's strong. He's a strong player. He's very unlucky. But Andres, 3 bets to 60. This is a small 3-bet. 3x after a call. And I have King Jack again. And I call, and I think, I don't know, maybe Bruce Lee's in there. Who fucking knows? But the flop comes Jack 6-3. Oh, welcome Matt. Welcome Matt is in there. This guy's the best. He literally is the Magnus Carlsen of poker, if that's that chess player's name. Anyways, Jack 6-3, 2 clubs, I check. Welcome Matt checks. That's who was in there. And this guy bets 200 into, 180 or whatever. And I've just seen this a million times. The small-ish 3-bet and then the over-bet on the flop, that's an overpair. And I'm not doing well against an overpair. So I just fold my king jack. I opened it. Welcome Matt called. Sahando called. And then Andres 3-bet to 60. It's small. Call. Welcome Matt calls. And Sahando, makes a hero fold. He might have had 9-2 offsuit. Who knows? Comes Jack 6-3. That's top pair, good kicker. And I check folded because I'm sniping these guys. Because I got to pay for lap dances. And God, it's been a million years since I've been in an all-nude strip club. I want to say the Can in Las Vegas a million years ago. I'm old. I don't really want all nude. But anyways, back to, the story. We didn't get to see his hand. He paid $10 again. So he probably had what I thought he had. And I'm playing pretty well. You could question the ace-king c-bet on 10-7-3, 2 diamonds, but I had the backdoor nut flush draw, and I had my reasons and whatever. An interesting hand here. They all limp. The $5 straddle. It's 2-3-5. And I have king 10 offsuit. I make it 85. Fuck it. It's a good hand. Welcome Matt calls. Andres calls. Hannah Scorsese goes all in for 215. Okay. There's no folding king 10 offsuit here. Because look at the price. They all limped for 5. I made it 85. Welcome Matt called. The Grandmaster. Andres called. And so now, and Miss Scorsese is all in for 215. So 215 plus my 85 is 300, plus their 170 is 470. So it's 130 to win 470. This is no brainer. You can't fold king 10 offsuit. Well, what I'm going to do is go all in instead. I'm going to go all in instead because that should push out the riffraff. The guys who limped for 5 called my 85. Now, Miss Scorsese set a trap with something and back jammed. And now if I rejam, they can't call. Well, of course, Welcome Matt and Andres call. Oops. I have king 10 offsuit. Welcome Matt has the mighty ace 6 offsuit, soft 17. And Scorsese had ace king. She was trapping us with ace king. She's a player. And Andres has 7 deuce suited. We are playing the 7 deuce game, but here's the beauty of it. You can't win the bounty if it's suited. So this guy's just straight up gambling. And we know he's going to win. And they run out 2 boards, and he scoops. And I chop a side pot with Welcome Matt. My king 10 beat his ace 6 offsuit on 1, but whatever. The game's filling up. I'm going to take my L and then go with Miss Scorsese and Sahando to a very weird place. I think you have to I don't know what the place is called, but it's going to be full anatomy. It's going to be like sex ed in the dark with music and booze. It's going to be everything. And that's what Sahando loves most about life. I was going to say Los Angeles, but that's what gets him up in the morning, fully nude with alcohol. And I like that for him. Everyone's got to have their thing, right? Huge God Ken loves to go get these amazing seats and root on a terrible soccer team, the LA Galaxy. Sahando wants full nudity plus booze. He loves it. He's listening right now smiling. I guarantee you. So, yeah. Anyways, I got to pay for whatever there. I got to pay for some dances, maybe a VIP session. He's a good head of production, I'll tell you that much right now. And he negotiated this into his compensation. And he was firm. I was like, I should pay you this. He's like, no, pay me way less. And 1 night of full anatomy plus alcohol. I said, well, yeah, you got it. So It's time to go. Welcome Matt's here. The game's steady. The game is good now. The game is never broke when Welcome Matt was at the table. Told you, it's Grandmaster. So I have 7-6 suited. Okay, I'll raise it. Why not? Who cares? Good players raise. Mariano raises with his hand and makes it straight. Anyways, it comes Ace 5-4. Yeah, right. Yeah, right, Babby Brian. I'm gonna bet anyways, just because I'm open-ended, and everyone and their mother calls, or a few people call. I don't know if any moms called, but some players called. Poker Ho called. I like this guy a lot. He's a player. This other guy that smelled a lot like weed, that's a DJ, called Bruce Lee, was probably in there. Whatever. The turn's an 8. What? I have the stone cold nuts. And they checked to me. Ace 5-4-8. I bet the flop. And I bet the turn. This is the only good thing I did all night. I bet the turn small to make it look like I had an ace. It's not that. It's not genius level, but it's like I was inclined to just bet like normal, but I bet small, and Poker Ho raised, and the DJ who smelled of weed and was instructing Welcome Matt on how terrible he was at double board PLO bomb pots, he called, and I just jammed. Hopefully one of them has like a set, and they both call. I turn my hand, 7-6. I got the nuts, guys. And they both have 8-5, the fun player hand. Oh, okay, so if it's Ace 5-4-8, I'm all in with 7-6. I bet and 3-bet jammed. They both snap called. They're never folding to me. And they both have 8-5. That means there's 1-8 and 1-5 left in the deck. That's a 2-outer. And I don't know. Babby Brian was off his game because the 2-outer didn't come. And I got all the way unstuck, and I won $60. And if you want to hear how I spent that $60, you want to hear what happens next, become a paid member at patreon.com/DGAF Poker Player. If you just want the poker shit, but don't want to listen on YouTube moving forward, go there and become a free member. Let's check the goals and let's get out of here. 50-50 tilt. After 32 weeks, I've tilted 16 weeks and not tilted 16 weeks. Okay, I'm on pace to hit this goal. No makeup, I am not even close to on pace to hit this one. I started $61,810 in makeup. I'm still at $90,180 in makeup. I didn't play this session on stake, and I won $60, and who cares? But I got a lot of work to do, but I think I've been smart to not play much in the last couple weeks because I just feel spooked. I feel like everything's going to go bad at the poker table. Now, I run pretty hot in life, just not in gambling, and I'll take that. But I do need to find a way out of makeup and then maybe just, close up the stake and never play poker again. I don't know how that works, but got a lot of work to do. The third goal is 230. Want to weigh 230 or less by the end of the year. I started at 247.3. Last time we checked, it was 219.6. I weighed myself before I hit record, and it was 218.2. So we're doing well against that. I want to keep going lower. I definitely want to get under 200 at some point. But I'm happy to be beating the goal. And, hopefully for the last 35 minutes, you guys weren't thinking about your own shit and you were just thinking about this ridiculous shit. Have a good one. Peace.